Hello, everybody. I have this question in mind, and it's just that currently at the moment, people are starting to starve because there's not enough stimulus coming through, and that's something that the Democrats and the Republicans need to get together and figure out because people are starving, and that's not good. But I have a question. What about the essential employees? Here's a quick statistic, okay? One in four essential workers have had trouble affording basic household expenses during the coronavirus crisis. Well, that makes sense, right? Because if there are over 50 million people on unemployment benefits, and then two-thirds of those people make more than ever while being on unemployment, right? 156%. Well, what about essential employees? Because the problem here is that the more money we print, the value of the dollar goes down, right? Because you basically have one apple, and then instead of distributing five slices to five people, you sliced up the apple 10 times and distributed it to four people, and then maybe one person just receives one slice out of the 10. So the value of the dollar has gone down. Those on unemployment are making more on average than those working. And essential employees, while they do have a steady income, a lot of people are getting pay cuts, reduced hours, or their pay has stayed stagnant. Not many essential employees have received hazard pay. Majority of them, like 94% of them or 98% of them, have not received hazard pay. So while the cost of goods, services, and cost of living goes up, um, how are essential employees going to be okay if one in four of them can't afford basic household expenses? And this only makes sense because, for example, right? Let's just do a quick math breakdown. If if you were unemployed, if we were to compare two friends, right? And they both make, I don't know, let's just say $10, okay? One brother makes $10 an hour and he works 40 hours a week. He makes $400 before taxes. And then you times that by the past 16 weeks. He's made $6,400 by being an essential employee, um, probably getting a pay cut because their business can't fund his pay. Maybe he has some reduced hours, or maybe he's working overtime. But those are variables that don't make too much of a difference. We're just going to use it. Well, it really depends, those variables. But yeah, so he makes around $6,400 for the past 4 months. Um, that's not, that's okay. Maybe it was enough for him to pay for food, groceries, rent, and to provide food and groceries for his family with the help of his wife or partner or husband, whichever, or whatever gender it is these days. But what about his counterpart who also makes $10 an hour and is making $400 per week, but now he's on unemployment, so he's making half that per week. So he's making $200 from the unemployment insurance, which is 50% of his weekly paycheck, plus 600. So he's making 800, and then times the 16 weeks, he's making pretty much double of what the person on unemployment was making. I mean, the essential worker is making. The only difference is that one person had more time. The person who was on unemployment makes double his income. Um, he has more time to spend with his family to gear himself up for the pandemic, the crisis, the economic collapse, and he's not risking his health or his family's health. And with the more time he has, and the amount of money he's received earlier, prior to the deflation of the dollar, which keeps happening every single day, he can buy goods and groceries at a cheaper price as they slowly rise because he's receiving more money. So yes, people are starving. People definitely need stimulus right now. But it's not really the unemployed people on unemployment insurance who we need to worry about. We also need to worry about essential employees because if essential employees are making less than those on unemployment benefits, and we're concerned about the starving unemployed people on unemployment benefits, if they're making more than people on than essential employees, then what happened to the essential employees who are making less? Again, if a person making $10 an hour, okay, um, an essential employee is busier than ever, stressing himself out, working longer hours, or all these risking his health, well, we should be really more concerned about him, not the person on unemployment benefits making double his income. So, just think about that.